to Big V TV for a Thursday night. Another big special edition as we go through 6 senior divisions player and coach of the month. Last night, Craig, we went through some pretty impressive performances through coach and players for the youth leagues. There was a pretty good response for it as well.
Yeah, and of course some people calling for some snubs, but of course the old rule, we can only have one winner.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously people are saying that a certain number of people missed out, and we're looking for some re-votes. Obviously we don't know who's picking these awards they're trying to tell us, and honestly we've got no idea ourselves, so don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah,
go and try and find the source.
We turn up and these notes just magically appear, and we're here to just give out that great news.
Moving on to some more great news. 6 coach of the month, 6 player of the month tonight in the senior divisions. As we mentioned last night, March was a pretty short month, only 2 rounds, so potentially some of these teams have only played 2 games.
Yeah, but it's been some great 2 games, obviously, if they're mentioned on this list.
Clearly. Let's kick it off with State Championship Men, Coach of the Month. The team's actually been promoted to State Championship Men, and they've started off with a bang. Liam Glascott from the Keilor Thunder, congratulations.
Yeah, we know how hard it is to go up, especially from D1 to State Champ. It is the biggest jump. I think most people recognise that, and how hard it is to just stay in the league, let alone start the season like this. Got a nice win over Corio first up, and then a huge win over at Eltham. Just a massive scalp for a team just coming up into the division. Yeah,
it really was. Pipping Ken Harrington, Justin Nelson himself from Ringwood and McKinnon. Congrats to Liam there. Player of the month is an absolute stud. Superstar of the competition. 2017 was certainly his year. He skipped no beat in March of 2018. He's from the McKinnon Cougars, and that's Dylan Stith.
The only man who doesn't recognise how good he is you, apparently, because you left him off your fantasy team for this year. He is averaging 30.5 points per game, 12.5 rebounds per game, but you think he's not big enough, 3.5 assists per game, 2 monster games to start the season for the Cougars, helping them to get off to a 2-0 start, and they're looking really good early on.
Just giving him massive raps myself, by the way. Just pipping the post of Connor Koulis from Werribee, Mike Rose from Hume. He's had a big month himself, and also Brendan Truella from the Vikings. Congrats to those 2 guys. Let's move forward to State Championship Women. There's a new coach out at Knox, and Matt Shanahan has won Coach of the Month for March.
Yeah, he's a great coach, and Knox lost a couple of players, have been a bit depleted early this season, but they've jumped out of the blocks to a great 2-0 start over 2 pretty big teams who we think will be competitive this season in Southern Peninsula and Eltham. They're yet to play on their home deck, but undefeated.
Yeah, congrats to Matt there. And Erin Baughman from Keilor is our player of the month for State Championship Women. Huge start of the season for this import from the Thunder. 22.5 points at 50% is pretty good to make your debut in Big V.
Yeah, another Keilor team making their way up, and we know how important it is to have a good import to steady you in that sort of situation. Beats out the likes of Orla O'Reilly, Alice Kunik, who's only played the 1 game, Desiree Ramos and Peyton Little from Southern Penn.
As you can see, all imports obviously besides Alice or O'Reilly, Ramos and Little. Let's move forward to Division 1 men. Chelsea have been on an absolute tear, looking to go one better from season 2017, and that all starts with Peter Kaspers.
Yeah, as we said last week, they have a real formula to win, and they've gotten contributions from people not named Corey Stander for this year, which is a massive key for them, and they're looking formidable, especially if they're getting games like they have been from Brasser and
Nathan Frost.
Yes, yep. That's the one.
Huge games, actually. So congrats to Peter from the Gulls. Player of the month is from Western Port, and that's Dylan Travis.
Yeah, he's averaging 37.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5.5 steals. And it's a pretty good month when you get over the month that Corey Standifer and Xavier Blunt had to not win. That's a pretty crazy month from Dylan Travis.
Jimmy Crockett, Manny Hendricks, some other honourable mentions for the March Award. Division 1 women, Casey have done extremely well. They knocked over Warrnambool on the road by a point only a couple of weeks ago, and Michael Davies is leading the charge out there.
Yeah, any win over Warrnambool on the road is a great win, especially when Warrnambool are as talented as they are right now. Just an incredible win over there in front of the Green Army. And talking about the Green Army, here is our player of the month.
Yeah, that's right, comes out of the Mermaids. That's Amy Wormold.
21 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2.5 blocks, stuffs the stat sheet as she has always done. Had 30, 16, 2, 3 and 3 against Casey in that huge star matchup.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just gets it done on the box score in a multitude of ways. Let's go to Division 2 men. Coach of the month for March is Dylan Theis out of Coburg.
Yeah, beats out the likes of Ryan Rogers from Sherbrooke, who's also had a great start to the season. The only team with a 3-0 record, just getting over Ryan Rogers and Sherbrooke by 2 points, and then had a big 23-point win as well.
There was a good game out there between Coburg and Sherbrooke. Went right down to the wire. Sherbrooke actually, I think, missed on the buzzer, and I think the Giants got a very good win off a reverse layup out there. So congrats to Dylan and the Giants for that monthly award. Let's head to Craigieburn for the Division 2 Men's Player of the Month, and that's Damon Smith.
Yeah, just beating out Dexter Graham from Melton and Eric Miraflores from Sherbrooke. He's on 20 points a game, 11 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 49% from the field. Had a big 23-point shooting at 50% in their first game. Also had 17 rebounds in that.
Big games for Damon Smith. We congratulate those two guys for the Division 2 Men's Awards. Let's go to our final couple of awards for tonight at Division 2 Women. Coach of the Month is up north with the Bushies, northeast, Mick Hales.
Yeah, they had a brutal schedule to open up the season, getting out away to Mornington and having to come home on a back-to-back. They were undefeated through that round one, unfortunately lost in round two, but that was a huge effort through round one. Beats the likes of Ben Carroll from Craigieburn, who's also had a great start to the season.
Obviously defeated last year's runners-up in Wallen in round one as well that you mentioned. So congratulations to Mick and the girls up in Northeast. Finally, Player of the Month for Division 2 Women comes out of Coburg. It's a new import out there, and that's Brianna OConnor.
Yeah, we did mention at the start of the season Coburg might have some changes of some players missing, but it's just opened up the spot for someone to step up like this. And Brianna averaging 25 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 40% from the field. She's their leading scorer. She's the leading scorer and the leading steals in the competition, and is making a great impact early.
So we want to congratulate all 12 participants in the senior divisions that scored some pretty handy awards tonight. Tomorrow night we preview round 3. Big V basketball is back on the hardwood. Obviously we had the week off last weekend for Easter, and round 3 is coming right around the corner pretty quickly. So as always on a Friday night we preview game of the round in each 12 divisions. And Craig, there's some pretty handy fixtures coming up in round 3 so early on.
Yeah, everyone excited to get back on the floor. Might have been some dusty cobwebs throughout training early in this week, but I'm sure that everyone will be ready to go come Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
That's right. We hope to have your company again tomorrow night on Big V TV. Stay tuned. We'll be back at 5:30 p.m.